Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reading the TK08 Kamen Rider Drive Type DeadHeat from Kamen Rider Drive. This is the 8th entry in the Tire Kokon series, and is Kamen Rider Drive's first power-up form, which also doubles as a power-up form for Kamen Rider Mach. So this includes a few things: one figure, one tire, one signal, and two weapons. So to start, let's take a look at the base figure. So taking a look at the details, I'm going to preface this by saying that there's a little bit of detail that I added myself, and I will point out what details I've added. So starting off with head, which is where I add most of the details. So the base figure is molded in the same kind of pearl white plastic as Kamen Rider Mach. And this is actually meant to be a fusion form between Drive and Mach. So the helmet actually contains elements of both Drive Type Speed and Mach himself. As you can see, it has the basic design of Type Speed, with the racing stripes on the top, the eye pattern coming down this angled look, the mouth plate right here, and the spoiler in the back. It has a slightly different design, being a little bit more curved to the inside. You can see the mold on Drive symbol, which is painted in metallic silver. And the eyes are also a little bit different in that instead of being the kind of compound mold under clear plastic that was on the Type Speed figure, this is simply just painted with metallic silver paint. You also see some stripes down here, and now I'll point out the details I add in. For the base figure, there are a bit of details missing, notably the two black stripes here on the outside, as well as the black stripe here on the border between the eyes and the rest of the helmet. I added them in using a black Gundam marker. And what this is basically a paint marker with a very fine tip. And this kind of thing you can find at basically any hobby shop or a place that sells, mall kits or things like that. And so for these I just basically painted in, and as you can kind of see, these details on the outside, these areas are actually slightly indented, so that made it a little bit easier. And then I added the details here, and actually painted over these vents on the sides, which were originally silver like on Type Speed, but on the actual Type DeadHeat suit, they're black. Moving down to the chest, you can see that's basically the same as Type Speed's, but now with the new Type DeadHeat tire. You can see it says Type DeadHeat on it, and it is similar to the Type Speed tire, except now on the outside of the red stripe are two white stripes. You can see that's got the shoulder pad here, like with Type Speed, but now there's this part painted in white. And then there's the one more detail that I added in, which was this vent part, which was originally the same red paint as the rest of this section, but I added in a little bit black with the same Gundam marker. On his other shoulder, you've got the DH Korean, which is a signal here, which I just like to call the DeadHeat signal. You can see this got a speedometer on it, with a blue area and a red area. And this red area is for kind of when he overheats, which is an actual feature here, in that the tire has a second side, rotate around, into what's kind of called the burst mode, where actually parts of the tire break off and reveal the underside here. And when he's like this, he goes out of control. Then moving to the rest of the suit, it's basically Mach suit, just with the driver and shift brace. And you'll see that the driver here is now painted in metallic silver paint instead of just being silver plastic, and of course it has a sticker with the D symbol for DeadHeat. You have the same details as on the Mach figure, though I will compare the figures to show that there's a little bit of difference. Taking a look at the back, you can kind of see a little bit of how the transformation is done. As you can see the back of the helmet here, which you'll see has this blue part, which resembles Mach's visor, and there's a reason for that. And then on the back of the driver, there's actually a Mach driver. So articulation-wise, it's got all the basic stuff: ball joint head, 360 rotation at the arms. I didn't mean to pop off the signal there. I'll use the other arm. Let's go in and out. Bicep swivel, single joint elbows, wrist swivel, 2 finger joints, which are a little bit tight on my figure, a waist joint, legs go forward and back, in and out, have a thigh rotation, single joint knees, and ball joint ankles. Then you've got 2 weapons, which are a Dorju and a Zenrin shooter. So, appearance-wise, the Dorju looks the same as the one that comes with Drive Type Technic. I would actually use the mold of the one from Gaim Drive Arms, as the door can't open or close. And then for the Zenrin shooter, it's exactly the same as the one that comes with the Kamen Mach figure. Same details, same paint. And he can wield one at a time or one each hand. As I can show here. Now for the first comparison, I'll bring in TK08 Kamen Drive Type Speed. As you can see, the details match up pretty well for the drive parts. Then you can see the clear differences in the helmet, including how even the visor, or rather the mouthpiece there, is painted in silver, whereas on Type Speed it's the silver plastic. And you also see the differences in the shapes of the spoilers, as well as the black lines on the sides of Type Speed's helmet, which are why I add into Type DeadHeat. As well as the comparison of the 2 belts. And on Type DeadHeat there is no shift card holder. So the next thing you can do is turn him into DeadHeat Mach. And so that's a fairly simple process. First thing you do is take the spoiler here and flip it all the way down to change it into DeadHeat Mach's helmet. Then take the driver and using a separate joint, rotate all the way to the back to make the Mach driver go to the front. Then take the shift brace and rotate it so that it can't be seen and this white part is facing forward. Then just readjusting its weapons. There you have Kamen DeadHeat Mach. So with this, you can see that now he has a Mach helmet that is, again, a combination between drives and Machs. See the antenna here? How it's got this part as a separate piece to resemble a motorcycle visor. Blue here. And then you got the red parts as, obviously, the spoiler here becomes this chin piece down here. And then you've still got the same drive racing stripes on the top. And then of course you have the Mach driver down here, as well as no shift brace. Though just for a little bit of detail, they actually did mold in shift DeadHeat into both the shift brace and the Mach driver, even adding in the little D on the one shift in the shift brace. And of course you can turn this into the burst mode as well, just like that. And for the second comparison, here is the TK08 Kamen Rider Mach. So as you can see, have similar designs. And it is basically the same undersuit, though there are some details missing. Notably, there is the bronze details missing on the forearm, and the metallic blue details missing on the thighs. As well as, for some strange reason, a bit of black paint missing on the forearm, on the right forearm rather, for the seat part. But besides that, the details are pretty consistent. Now, of course, this wouldn't be a Tire Kokon figure if you couldn't Tire Kokon. So we're just turning him back into type DeadHeat. Which is a little bit tricky just because the tightness of the waist joint and the belt are a little bit different. So, the two Tire Kokon joints work the same as the figures they're based on. So just as a simple example, what you do is take the tire from drive type speed, and the signal from Kamen Rider Mach, and equip them to type DeadHeat. Just like so. And in turn, you can give DeadHeat's tire to type speed. And the DH coding to Mach. And so you have something like that. And then when you're done, you can put them right back in their respective places. And of course this means you can use any of the past tires and signals on this figure. You can even do two tires at once. Obviously not two signals, since a signal wouldn't fit in here. And so there we go. So in my opinion, this is a really good figure. I definitely like this kind of fusion form better than the Jinba arms from last year with Kamen Rider Gaim. I like better how this is a combination between the default forms for the two riders, and kind of takes their best elements and combines them together. Though I do wish there was a little bit more of drive in this combination. Like, I kind of wish that perhaps they used the forearms and shins from Drive Type Speed and put them on here instead of just leaving these completely as Mach. But still, it looks good. The colors go together very well. The transformation is nice and simple, and it is cool that you can, use both tires and signals and come up with lots of different and interesting combinations. Now, as far as the details go, while you don't have to add in everything I did, what I would say is that if you're going to get this figure, at least try to add in these two stripes up here, as it definitely makes a difference and makes the figure look a lot better than it does normally. So if you're collecting the Tire Kogan figures, this one is definitely recommended. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos, as well as my Facebook page. And for now, this is KRX50, riding off.